I don't know how many takes I have to make in order to get this shit right. So, with that being said, I'd like to address the following: that because not like anybody gives a fuck, because they really don't. It seems that we're all standing alone, and we're facing all this adversary, and it seems like it's a battle we're waging uphill. And it has to stop at some point. This can't continue. And this notion that some people have that because if you care, you're deemed a snowflake, go fuck yourself. Yeah, it must be nice to live a cold and callous fucking life. Because if that's who you are, so be it. But, I choose to be the opposite. Your name calling, thinking somehow you're, makes you somehow superior. Fuck. You're really weak and pathetic if that's your mentality. Seriously. Snowflake? That's a good one. Anyways, I don't really give a fuck at this point in juncture in my life. 58 years of dealing with other people's, bullshit. You'd think by now my arm would be pretty thick. Which it has to be. Because I'm not going to succumb to somebody who's trying to make me feel inferior because they're insecure with themselves on every possible level there is. Because that's who you are. You're a fucking bully, and you're weak, and you're pathetic. And that's the mentality. I'm not naming names. I'm just speaking the truth. Why is it everything has to become political? It was never like that. In fact, at one point, I didn't give a fuck about politics until it started to actually affect my life and others directly, like it is currently. We saw the signs, and you all ignored it, and now we have to deal with it. We sat back and watched this shit show go into action. Well, I'm not going to just stand by and let it occur. And neither should you, for that matter. We have to fight. For whatever that is, we can't give up. Our democracy is dying. In fact, we're getting to the point where we don't have it anymore. I'm a staunch Democrat, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. I have been all my life. I can't change how I actually feel about, all that is wrong in this fucking world. Because, I know as much as you do that there's a lot of things seriously wrong with the way of the system. We can't pretend to think that somehow, it's going to take care of it by itself. It won't. We have to roll up our sleeves and dive right into it. I'm not forcing anybody. I'm not trying to, indoctrinate you. I'm not trying to influence you. I'm just telling you, straight out how it is. There's no need for labels. Try to categorize me. Try to pigeonhole me. I speak the truth. And it's the same sentiment that most people are feeling.